Candace, aka GeekyCandi, and thanks again for stopping by my channel, the place where you can get more Mandalorian content. Yes, that did not last long, did it? Sorry about that. Yes, I did post some other things that were not Mandalorian, but yet here we are, and I can't help myself. It's a problem. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about what this video is going to be about today, and that is regarding that TV spot that I posted about a few days back, some additional trailer footage. And in that footage, we got a glimpse of a new character, Ming-Na Wen, playing the role of Fennec Shand. Now, she is an assassin in this role, which isn't too far off of the role that she played in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as Melinda May. A lot of badassery going on with that role. I overall that series was not my favorite, but I did enjoy her her character through the entirety of the show. So yeah, it's a very interesting cast. But to see more of that, go ahead and click right up here. You can see that trailer in its entirety, as well as my kind of my comments on her being cast. Now, with all that being said, today we are going to talk about a little something that someone else spotted that is creating a bit of controversy regarding who is behind the helmet and what that could possibly mean for our storyline. So without further ado, let's dive into the article. Okay, so here's the article. New Mandalorian revealed in latest Star Wars The Mandalorian trailer. This caught me by surprise. I did not pay enough attention to see this little nugget pop up right here. Yes, that is not the Mandalorian armor that helmet that we have seen so far. So I have been doing some thinking about this, and I want to go over this article first, and then I want to talk to you guys about what I think it could be, and then I want to hear what you think it could be. So let's get started. The launch of Disney's upcoming streaming service, Disney Plus, is only days away, and we'll see the release of some exciting new shows on day one, including Star Wars, The Mandalorian. The new series is being helmed by Jon Favreau, who is known for directing Iron Man, The Jungle Book, and The Lion King, and we'll see Game of Thrones' Pedro Pascal in the titular role. Gosh, titular, I hate that word. I swear I have read it like 3 times in the last few days, these articles. Anyway, moving on. Based on the show's last trailer, it appears Pascal isn't the only Mandalorian, or isn't the only character in the series to don some Mandalorian armor. A fan recently spotted a different Mandalorian helmet in the trailer and shared an image to the subreddit Star Wars Speculation, a page for those who want to speculate on any Star Wars news, theories, or new and old leaks from the Star Wars movie franchise coming from Disney. So here is the helmet. Far cry from the one that we have seen. I'm going to post some pictures here in just a second so we can have some comparisons. But just moving on for a second. New Mandalorian helmet variant in recent TV trailer. Someone wrote, here's what some fans had to say about the image in the comments. That's very Spartan. Aren't those the helmets from female Death Watch members in the Clone Wars? That's Night Owl helmet. It's a female Mando. What do you think about the supposed new character? Tell us in the comments. Okay, so here's what I think. So there's a couple things. First of all, it could be a couple different things. It could be something as simple as maybe Gina Carano's character, Cara Dune, putting on the helmet for some reason. I don't know. She's a fighter in this, obviously, and so would it be a far cry for her to have some armor herself or somehow obtain some? I don't know. Another thing it could be, I don't know if we know, Emily Swallow from Supernatural is also cast, and to my knowledge, I'm not still sure who she is supposed to be, so perhaps she could be the one under the mask, or under the helmet rather, I don't know. And if so, what is her role? So, those are my two just initial off the bat of who would be playing the role behind the helmet. But in terms of on screen and the storyline goes, I was actually thinking that it could be along the lines of one character I thought that could be interesting. And since Jon Favreau was quoted as saying that he was interested in bringing on other characters from canon and legends, perhaps Bo-Katan could be somebody that would be brought in some way. There is some relevancy here in the timeline too. She is a female Mandalorian. I'm going to go ahead and just read a little bit about her background from Wikipedia for those who did not know. And to be honest, I didn't know too much beyond what I saw of her in Clone Wars. So this is kind of interesting. So she says, I accept this sword for my sister, for my clan, and for all of Mandalore. As she accepts the Darksaber and unites several Mandalorian clans. Bo-Katan Kryze was a human female who was the leader of the Night Owls and a lieutenant in the Death Watch, a Mandalorian terrorist group, and later, during the Imperial era, became Mandalore. During the Clone Wars, Kryze's sister Satine ruled as the Duchess of Mandalore, and Kryze sought to undo her pacifistic teachings, believing that Mandalore should take pride in its martial history. After Governor Pre-Vizsla of Concordia was publicly exposed as the leader of Death Watch, the splinter group was exiled from the Mandalore system. I'm going to go down just a little bit and talk about, let's see here. Satine's rule, her sister's rule, was eventually overthrown, and Vizsla took control of the planet. However, Maul challenged Vizsla. So this is kind of right before, I guess, the siege of Mandalore. And let's see, if we go down just a little bit more here, you say, okay, so let's see. However, Maul challenged Vizsla, and the Sith Lord defeated him, taking the throne and appointing Prime Minister Almec as a puppet leader. Kryze and a group of Mandalorian loyalists refused to recognize Maul's rule, and they liberated Satine from the royal prison, contacting Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi for help. Due to Mandalore's neutrality, Kenobi was forced to come alone, and he was captured by Maul, who then killed Satine. When Kenobi was brought to prison, Kryze and her rebels freed the Jedi, and Mandalore was swept into civil war as Maul's forces fought to reclaim him. Before Kenobi left the planet, Kryze requested that the Galactic Republic be informed of the events, hoping that a Republic invasion would result in Maul's death. Less than a year later, Kryze's desire was fulfilled, and the Republic laid siege to Mandalore, driving Maul from the planet. She then became Lady of House Kryze and Regent of Mandalore. However, she lost her position when she refused to follow the newly appointed Galactic Emperor Palpatine, and Clan Saxon took over. So in another video, I talked about some ideas that I had regarding some of the trailer footage. We saw the family with the child. My thought was that this was a flashback of the Siege of Mandalore. We saw the battle droids and the super battle droids in the background. We see it just felt like that was the relevant time period here. There's also a convergent point with that part of the timeline, and the fact that they've got an Obi-Wan series in the works. It seems as though perhaps that would be an ideal place to have a cameo or something along those lines with Ewan McGregor's character there. So if I'm on the right track with this being a flashback from the Siege of Mandalore, and perhaps this is Bo-Katan, the relevancy would be correct in terms of timeline. It could be definitely the Siege of Mandalore. And she could be there perhaps to save our Mandalorian. I'm wondering if perhaps that his family, that was his family, and maybe they were lost because of all the violence from that battle. Maybe she saved our Mandalorian, and she perhaps maybe even raised him. Maybe this is going to be a motherly role. Maybe this is going to be somebody that taught him how to become a Mandalorian fighter. And so I feel like this would be a very big opportunity for the writers to bring in someone like that to train our Mandalorian in his fighting style that we see on screen. So yeah, that's kind of where my head is on this. I'm curious what you guys might think. Again, thank you guys for stopping by my channel, and I'm very excited that we are less than a week away from the first episode, actually less than a few days, and I will be doing episode reviews, so please be sure to check back. I'll be doing some live reaction as well, live streams, so I'd love to have you guys there so we can all chat. And again, if you like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. As a YouTube creator, I appreciate that support. It enhances my reach in the YouTube community, and it just helps me a lot. So I appreciate that very much. With all that said, until next time, fandom, bye.